And the German-occupied Poland, I was 12 years old, and the whole thing just turned upside down, you know. My father was Orthodox Jew, he had a beard, couldn't travel anymore, so this was 1939, September, and for the next 3 years we were living under occupation and constant fear when or what something might happen. And in 1942 it finally happened. They liquidated the town, and my father, mother, and one of my sisters and my grandma, they were separated. We all were separated, and we went, I don't know which, my father went to a labor camp, so did my two brothers and myself. But my father was separated, my two brothers and myself were separated, and we wound up in a labor camp outside of Krakow. The labor camp was called Prokocim, Plaszów, 2 labor camps. And from my town to the labor camp, we was transported by rail car. And then we had to march for about, I don't know, maybe 2-3 miles to the camp. I think I might have tripped and fell down, and my brother just grabbed me, picked me up. I was all of that time, I was 15. And when we got to the labor camp, I think somebody was out of line or something like that, and they wanted to make sure that you know what you do. And somebody was shot right in front of us, you know, I don't know what that was. And I was in that labor camp for about, it was in 42, like in August or something, till about February or so in 43. And that's when I was separated from my two brothers. Also, in the meantime, I had 2 sisters, and they were hidden out, and they came back to that labor camp. And then after about a couple of months, I was separated by myself from them, and I wound up in the Krakow ghetto. And in fact, if you saw the movie Schindler's List, yeah, Spielberg. When I watched that movie, it was a date that they gave when the SS took over or something like that. It was March 14, and it was a shock because that's the day I was sent to Auschwitz. So that day I was sent to Auschwitz on open dump trucks, you know, because it was close from Krakow to Auschwitz. It's very close. When, you know, all this time till you got, at that particular time, at my age, I don't know, maybe older people knew a little more, we never believed that atrocities like what happened are happening, you know, you never believed it. But when I got to Auschwitz, it was Birkenau, this was the camp, you know, the Auschwitz I and Auschwitz II. Birkenau is where they have they had the gas chambers and the crematorium. So when I got there, naturally, we were separated too. In fact, when we got there on the trucks, and they came over, they say, elderly people or younger people, they say, you can remain on the truck, and some of the younger ones, the more able-bodied, to get off. Well, I was supposed to stay on the truck. He said, you can stay on the truck, and I saw, I saw the other one, he turned around and jumped off, and that's how I wound up to go in the camp and start going to the gas chamber right away. So when I got there, it was in March, and somebody asked one of these, you know, the older prisoners, everything like that, I don't know whether he was a prisoner or one in charge of the prisoners, he came with somebody else, and they separate, and if you can tell him where they might be or something like that, And the answer was, you see that smoke from that chimney? He said, watch it, maybe your father will come out in that smoke. That was the answer. And being like it was so close to Passover, Easter, I said to myself, I said, you know, at that particular time, I said, the war must be over in about 5-6 weeks. By Easter, by Passover, I'm sure the war will be over. And I don't care if I eat or I don't eat, I'm going to make it. And then I said, sure, my family, you know, which were in the labor camp, they're going to probably survive, and they're going to think I didn't survive, so I'm going to fool everybody and I'm going to make it. Right. Yeah. And I'm here, but the experience, you know, is it's something else.